Warning: read and follow all safety precautions in your chainsaw owner's manual or safety manual. Improper use can cause serious or fatal injury. To reduce risk of injury, Stihl recommends the use of Stihl Quick Stop Chain Brake on your power head with Stihl Reduced Kickback Bar and Low Kickback Chain. Property. No matter what it's used for, most owners want to make improvements. Add a fence, fell a damaged tree, thin out a forest. One of the most useful tools in land management is the chainsaw. But like all power tools, a chainsaw can be dangerous unless used properly. Chainsaw safety begins even before the engine is started. Never operate a chainsaw around children or pets or while under the influence of drugs or alcohol. And never use a chainsaw when you're alone or tired. Before cutting with a chainsaw, always put on protective gear. Steel-toed chainsaw protective footwear. Cut retardant chaps or pants. Eye protection that meets ANSI standards. Hearing protection. And a hard hat. When carrying the chainsaw, engage the chain brake. Point the guide bar to the rear. Keep the bar and chain covered, and position the muffler away from your body. Selective cutting promotes healthy stands of timber, but before felling any tree, you must determine in which direction you want it to fall. A number of factors may influence your decision. The natural lean or twist of the tree, an unusually heavy limb structure, the wind, and any obstacles in the path of the fall, such as other trees. After you determine the direction of fall, you need to clear 2 paths of escape. You'll use one of these paths to move away from the falling tree. The paths should run 45 degrees to a line opposite the line of intended fall. Before starting your chainsaw, move at least 10 feet from your fueling area. Engage the chain brake and hold the saw securely against the ground by inserting your boot through the rear handle. If no open ground is available, start the saw while holding it firmly between your lower thighs, just above the knees. Engage the chain brake, keep a tight grip with your left hand, and hold your arm straight. Give a strong, short pull on the rope. Never drop start any saw. When 2 or more woodcutters are operating, they should be at least 2.5 tree lengths apart. When cutting with a chainsaw, beware of one of the greatest dangers, kickback. Kickback can occur when the upper quarter of the nose of an operating saw contacts a log or branch or some other solid object or becomes pinched. The reactive force can throw the cutting bar toward the operator, causing serious injury or even death. Stihl's green color coding indicates a reduced kickback bar and chain. In combination, this chain and bar meet safety criteria set by ANSI. The proper technique for felling a tree calls for first making an open face cut. This cut must face along the intended line of fall. A felling cut is then made, leaving an approximately 1½ inch hinge of wood between the felling cut and the apex of the open face cut. This hinge controls the direction of the fall of the tree. Do not cut through it. And even though it's tempting, never use the tip of your saw in making your open face and felling cuts. A severe kickback can result. You may need to use a plastic or wooden wedge to keep the saw from binding or to help control the direction of fall. After the tree has been felled, it may need to be limbed. You should keep the trunk between you and the limbs. To reduce the risk of kickback, never cut with the tip of the bar. Leave the lower limbs until last. They hold the trunk steady. Some smaller trees may have been pinned under tension when your tree fell. To release these spring poles, stand to the side of the arch formed by the limb. Without raising the saw above shoulder level, make a series of shallow cuts on the outside of the arch, at the major stress point or bend. After relieving all tension, complete the cut. After limbing, the log is ready to be bucked, that is, cut into sections. Study the log for position and flex. You may want to chalk the log to help prevent rolling. You don't want it to shift while you're cutting or to bind your saw because of unrelieved stress. To keep the saw from pinching, stop the saw when you've cut halfway through. Put the chain brake on, insert a wedge, and continue to cut. Watch for any hidden limbs that may catch the tip of the bar. Once you've finished cutting, be sure to clean up your area and dispose of the trash properly. Enjoying a piece of property means using it and improving it. These improvements can often be made faster and more easily with the safe use of a chainsaw.